contract? Because I think
not income.
some of your listeners,
not
your listeners don't.
No, not income.
You know, this whole contract about the money that is there. I think.
Yeah, this is not income. He he sign a contract saying, I will pay you a down payment, etc. for now, and then if I divorce you, you will receive a final payment of etc. And this
has to be done in a proper Muslim wedding.
Yes, and before the marriage. Before the marriage.
So there has to be a buy contract and exit contract.
Yes, the exit contract is the most important for the Muslim women. That's why they ask now, in order to make it very hard for the Muslim man to get rid of them when they get old. They ask for a very high number as a protection. So if you divorce me, okay, I want $500,000. Now, if this guy he signs such a thing, he's in trouble. But what he will do, as I told you, there's a solution. Okay, if I divorce you, you will get 500,000. But what if I make you divorce me? You get nothing. So he beat her every day. He humiliate her every day. He can spit at her. He can do whatever he wants every day. What she can do about it? In Islamic countries, most of them, if the man he don't leave marks in the body to the point is breaking bones, or even if he have marks like a blue in the skin, it's okay. But if the marks is the kind will cause like a permanent damage, which is going to be for maybe many months, or he broke his bones, then she can ask for divorce and get her money. But if just normal beating, he's fine. The Quran says you can beat them. If he's spitting at her, beating her, slapping her,
even little slaps is enough.
Right.
They don't have to you don't have to break somebody to break your bones. You know, when somebody keeps slapping you, even that is enough, and you don't have to leave marks. You know, even these little slaps.
Imagine you spit at her every day, from the morning at the night. I mean, she will leave she will leave. She want to go. It's like it's going to be her life like hell. She will be like a dog in the house. You know, he can humiliate her, and he has full control. You see, in the Middle East and Islamic countries, if a woman she leave the door of the house without permission of the husband, he can call literally the police for her, and she will become wanted officially. The police will announce her name as a wanted criminal. So if the police found her in any airport, any train station, any bus, anywhere, she will be arrested immediately, and she will be taken for her husband.
So it's like an app, like the iPhone. Find my key, find my wife, sort of thing. Yeah.
Find her and bring her here. This is in Islam they call it Baytul Ta'a, the house of obedience. So the man, let us say you came back home and you find your wife. She have a letter says I'm gone. Bye bye. What you do as a Muslim man, you call the police, and you give them her name. You say I am the husband of etc. And this my wife, she ran away. The police legally they will announce her name as a wanted woman for all over the country. And even if she found in other country, like let's say a woman, she ran away to Pakistan, but the guy is from Saudi Arabia, he can chase her. The Saudi government, they will call the Pakistani government if they receive information that the woman is there, and the Pakistani government, they will arrest the woman because they share the same law, and then they will ship her as a criminal to the Saudi, and then the Saudi will deliver her back to her husband, and her husband, he have the right upon her arrival to teach her how to behave, which means he beat her. Yeah, and she will be humiliated by the society. Like, you know, she will be treated like a whore. You know, she's a woman who run away. You know. Yeah.
I mean, it's very sad for, you know, as much as you laugh at these crazy laws, it's very sad to what really happens to some of these women and what they have to go through and what they face. You know.
Yeah.
When you see a woman who's covered and all of this, a lot of them don't want.
what the chapter is saying, because this is how people they play games. I am challenging him. He keeps saying to me that the Bible says the man is the head of the woman. So we said that already, and we gave you what the Bible says. The man is the head of the house, not the head of the woman, which means he's the head of the family. That's what the Bible teach. However, the same as Jesus is the head of the church, and he gave himself to the church, this is how the man, he gave himself to his wife. So the man is the head of the house. That does not mean the woman is the tail of the house. The man is a head for something he will sacrifice himself for, not destroy. And there's a huge difference. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hey,
How are
my
you?
friend, how are you doing?
You okay?
Well, fine.
You're fine, yeah. That's good. That's good to hear. It was a nice chat with the older fella that you were speaking earlier.
Yeah.
The one who was working. I think, at least I think he was trying to be honest, unlike some people. The question I wanted to ask, basically, let's pretend that I am a Muslimah and I simply just I want to divorce my husband and don't have proof of him cheating or anything. What are the reasons that a Muslim woman can divorce her husband, and how does she need to go through it? Because we know with a Muslim guy, with a man, he can say, is it triple talaq or whatever it's called?
Yeah, the woman in Islam, she can ask for divorce, but it's up still to her husband to do so or not. And in the same time, this is called al-khula, which means she is the one who is trying to get out. And based on al-khula, she deserves no dowry and deserves no money from the husband. So she will lose everything. She can ask for divorce, and if he agree,
the children as well.
If he agrees, she will lose everything. She cannot take with her anything, even her clothes, which he gave her. She have to leave it at home. Anything he gave her before, she have to leave, for she is the one is leaving. However, if the man decide to do so, which means not based on her request, then he have to pay her what he promised in the contract of nukah, which is the contract of sex. So because he is the employer and he is the one who finished the contract, and now it's time for her to get her, let us say, wages. Okay, but if she decide to leave, she have no right for wages.
Okay.
Yeah, she can. Even though if she asks for divorce,
she can leave. Sorry.
Yeah.
She can leave for any reasons she wants, right?
She can, if he approve it anyway. At the end of the day, he have to approve. He have to agree.
Oh, he has to agree.
Oh yeah.
Let's say the husband.
No. If you don't want,
the husband is nasty and he doesn't want to agree.
Today,
the woman doesn't have the proof to prove anything. It really just doesn't like this man.
She cannot.
How can she divorce him?
She cannot.
She cannot.
She cannot. But in modern court, in some Islamic countries, like I heard, like in Egypt now, they made a new law where the woman, she can ask for divorce because the violence is increasing, and women, they are committing suicide or stuff like this. So they come with a solution saying that women, she can ask, but even if the husband did not agree, if she can prove that he is beating her like to almost to death, like she
not a normal beat.
Yeah, she been taken to hospital and she have a report that almost she died, or he is doing like torture, like burning her skin by some crazy men. They hit some metal and they touch her, or a knife, or they have a sexual madness fantasy where they hurt the women during that. So if she can prove such a thing, she can get a divorce. But normally, if the divorce is just because she don't want him no more, she have to give up all her rights and he have to agree, then she can get her divorce. Yeah.
No, I've watched something. It was like on the TV. They were trying to show the woman went and asked for divorce, and then the Sharia court basically said, try it and see. Let's try it again, see if things, and then come back to us and so forth. So it was more of try and see first and come back. So I was thinking, what are actually the rights of a divorce for a woman? Because I mean, one of the arguments that Muslims try and use is that we as a Christians we shouldn't divorce, and then they say, oh, what if the woman wants a divorce? The husband is abusive and all of this. We in Islam we let the woman divorce and so forth. So I
No,
wanted
no.
to
A woman, she cannot. You see,
what would
in
be the
Islam, there's no
situation?
marriage. In Christianity, marriage is real. In Islam, there's a sex contract, and this sex contract can be finished even by text message. You can go right now and search. You will find that it's allowed in many Islamic countries
No,
because of the
it
phone.
was in there's a national. It was in a national radio.
Right.
There is Majid Nawaz. You know him. I think you made the video about him.
Right.
Basically, when he talks about usually about Islam, and he tends to be like the liberal and so forth. I think he's left Islam, to be honest, but he uses Islam to make a name for himself because he ends up having a place in the radio station. So people cannot say you're being Islamophobic because he says, well, I'm a Muslim. So he was talking about the triple talat. Is it talat?
Yes, thalath. Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about the triple talat, how it's happening, and so many women were calling in. This is in UK, so many women were calling, and this woman was saying, basically, the husband divorced her, but then they wanted to get back together, so she had to go and have sex with another man in a hotel in order to get back to him, to make the marriage. This wasn't on live on the radio. I actually couldn't believe I was hearing that.
Yeah, this is in the Quran anyway.
This is in UK. This is in UK live on radio show. Not one woman. There were so many women that were calling saying this is a big, big problem because then these people cannot get back together. And they really regret what's happened. They want to go back and they couldn't get back. That sort of thing. So yeah. I believe everything you're saying because I mean these people were phoning in. Even we're talking in Western world. We're not talking in, I don't know.
Well, this is what the Quran says. The Quran says if a man divorces his wife 3 times, she cannot get back to him until she a new guy, and then that guy he divorced her, and then she can go back to her husband.
Well, it says
it
doesn't say just F. I think it says taste the juice.
Yes. The hadith says taste her juice and she tastes his juice, but the Quran used the word tankah, which means to if. So if a woman
does it,
yeah, the Quran used the word tankah.
The F word.
Yeah, the F word. The hadith says, the prophet, he said that if a woman she got divorced 3 times, she can't get back unless she tastes his juice and he tastes her juice.
So the Quran really uses that word. What do Muslims admit to that word, or do they say it has a different meaning?
If you remember, we have a guy who called us. His name is Nightmare, and he gave us. I
cannot forget him.
Yeah, he gave us a website, and we went there and we found that taste asilatahu. The word asila is the orgasm. He tried to deny first. He said this is not about his juice, and he said his sweetness. So we went to the dictionary and we looked for the word asila, and we found that it says that asila, it means until he tastes her orgasm and she tastes his orgasm.
So it is for the man to accept the divorce, and if the man doesn't accept the divorce, then basically,
let me tell you what some men do. Because the woman, she is allowed to ask for divorce, but then she will lose all her money. So what some men do, like let's say he want to get rid of this woman, what he would do, he will be so harsh on her, beat her every day, humiliate her, and then he says, if you want, he keeps saying to her, well, if you want, ask for divorce, because he want her to ask, so she would go out with nothing. You know what I mean? Because if she asks,
and if she goes, because you know, even in UK we do have Sharia courts. You know, not necessarily massive courts. Is, you know, one of these small places where the Muslims go and do their own private dealings. You know.
yeah.
So there are Sharia courts in UK. So what happens is that they go and do these divorces between themselves.
Right.
And a lot of them fall into that because they'll say, look, if you're going to go to a main court, you're going to get shamed by the community because of, you know, sometimes they live in a group of, say, a Muslim area, more or less, you know, they always live sort of in groups. So there will be a big community for that person there if she goes through another court and tries to do it a dodgy way, you know, so they're under pressure to go through that court.
Well, anyway,
I mean,
but I mean, whatever they do there, we are talking about Islam in general. It doesn't matter which country. If a man, he want to get rid of the woman, all what he need to do to make her go without anything he promised her even to pay, even the gift he gave her, he just humiliate her, and then he give her the choice. If you want, just ask for divorce. He will not divorce her himself, because then if he divorce her without her request, he have to pay her. So this is, even the solution is not for the benefit of the woman, it's for the benefit of the man, because it's still, why okay, if she asks for a divorce, she have to lose everything. Why? You know, so this is not was not done for the sake of the woman, it was done for the sake of the man. It is a solution for him to give her nothing. So she did marry him, she did live with him for many years. Let us say a woman, she married a man for 20-30 years, and now he start beating the hell of her because he want to make her ask for divorce, so he will pay her nothing, and the money he will save from her, he can go and get a brand new girl who is maybe 12 years old, or even 9, or even 6. You know, so this is not a solution for the woman, that the woman, she can ask for divorce, because it is not an equal right anyway. She don't get.
So it is completely like an employment contract. You know, you have redundancies,
right,
where you have to pay the employer for the service that they've done.
If you quit,
so let's say, I don't know what you call it in US, but in UK we call it redundancies. So if you work, say, for a company for 10 years and they no longer need you because they haven't got that role anymore,
yeah,
you know, you're the driver now, they don't need any driver anymore because they're no longer doing deliveries, so they don't have any other role. What they do is they make you redundant. That's what we call it in UK, which means then they pay you for a couple of years that you've done the service. Right. You know,
I think
you don't just get sacked.
Yeah, they pay.
Whereas if you want to leave, you don't get any bonuses. Right. You just don't get paid.
Right. This is exactly what it is. So if they are the ones kicking you, they give you, like some countries, they give you 1 month salary for every year.
Yeah. You know? In UK they do that. 1 month is 1 month or 1 week or something like this.
Yeah, 1 month salary for every year. So let's say if you work for 20 years, then we give you salaries of 20 years a month. And
in UK, if you are over 55 years and somebody does, you know, makes you redundant, they have to pay you all the pension up to the age of pension age, which could be 67, 65, 67.
Yeah. Well, so, the poor Muslim woman, she will lose everything, and she will be, and even, you know, I know a story of a guy. This is a long time when I was like a very young, in a teenage. There's a guy, he's a Bedouin, and he did not show up to the school, etc. You know, we walked and talked together. We are, you know, he's in our classroom. So I told him, hey, Muhammad, what happened? Where you been, man? He said, man, it's a long story. My dad, he divorced my mother, you know, and his mother is an old woman now. He said we were looking for her for a place to live, to stay. And the dowry he paid her is not enough to buy a TV. So what happened? This woman, she did marry him, let us say 30 years ago. And let us say at that time he promised her $300, but at that time $300 can buy a big farm. If he divorced her, the contract they write down that if I divorce you, you know, let's say you know, like let's use the currency of Iraq. before
they do have to disclose all their income and everything and do like a proper contract, because I think
not income.
some of your listeners,
not
your
income.
listeners don't
No, not income.
you know, this whole contract about the money that is there, I think.
Yeah, this is not income. He he sign a contract saying, I will pay you a down payment, etc. for now, and then if I divorce you, you will receive a final payment of etc. And this is
this has to be done in a proper Muslim wedding.
Yes, and before the marriage. Before the marriage.
So there has to be a buy contract and exit contract.
Yes, the exit contract is the most important for the Muslim women. That's why they ask now, in order to make it very hard for the Muslim man to get rid of them when they get old. They ask for a very high number as a protection. So if you divorce me, okay, I want $500,000. Now, if this guy he signs such a thing, he's in trouble. But what he will do, as I told you, there's a solution. Okay, if I divorce you, you will get 500,000. But what if I make you divorce me? You get nothing. So he beat her every day. He humiliate her every day. He can spit at her. He can do whatever he wants. Everything. What she can do about it? In Islamic countries, most of them, if the man he don't leave marks in the body to the point is breaking bones, or even if he have marks like a blue in the skin, it's okay. But if the marks is the kind will cause like a permanent damage, which is going to be for maybe many months, or he broke his bones, then she can ask for divorce and get her money. But if just normal beating, he's fine. The Quran says you can beat them. If he's spitting at her, beating her, slapping her,
even little slaps is enough.
Right.
They don't have to you don't have to break somebody to break your bones. You know, when somebody keeps slapping you, even that is enough, and you don't have to leave marks. You know, even these little slaps.
Imagine you spit at her every day, from the morning at the night. I mean, well, she will leave. She will leave. She want to go. It's like it's going to be her life like hell. She will be like a dog in the house. You know, he can humiliate her, and he has full control. You see, in the Middle East and Islamic countries, if a woman she leave the door of the house without permission of the husband, he can call literally the police for her, and she will become wanted officially. The police will announce her name as a wanted criminal. So if the police found her in any airport, any train station, any bus, anywhere, she will be arrested immediately, and she will be taken for her husband.
So it's like an app, like the iPhone. Find my key, find my wife, sort of thing. Yeah.
Find her and bring her here. This is in Islam they call it Baytul Ta'a, the house of obedience. So the man, let us say you came back home and you find your wife, she have a letter says I'm gone, bye. What you do as a Muslim man, you call the police and you give them her name. You say, I am the husband of etc. and this my wife, she ran away. The police legally they will announce her name as a wanted woman for all over the country. And even if she found in other country, like let's say a woman, she ran away to Pakistan, but the guy is from Saudi Arabia, he can chase her. The Saudi government, they will call the Pakistani government if they receive information that the woman is there, and the Pakistani government, they will arrest the women because they share the same law, and then they will ship her as a criminal to the Saudi, and then the Saudi will deliver her back to her husband, and her husband, he have the right upon her arrival to teach her how to behave, which means he beat her. Yeah, and she will be humiliated by the society. Like, you know, she will be treated like a whore. You know, she's a woman who run away. You know. Yeah.
I mean, it's very sad for, you know, as much as you laugh at these crazy laws, it's very sad to what really happens to some of these women and what they have to go through and what they face. You know.
Yeah.
When you see a woman who's covered and all of this, a lot of them don't want to be that way, and they're just being forced.
Well, you know,
there may be some who think yes, they do it because they feel close to Allah and all this, but a lot of them, they do have a lot of problems. So it's a very sad thing.
You know, I used to have a landline in my place in USA, but my landline was dead. I mean, nobody call me, you know. I
Mm.
like I have few people know me, but when I was in the Middle East, if you have a phone line and you are single, your phone will never sleep. I'm talking about the old days when there's no smartphone yet, etc. It's only
I
landline.
know.
And then
People ring what's called a lucky number. Just ring a number and see who
they
answers.
call if the guy is mostly either if a male is calling to find a female or female calling to find it. So whoever, like, who's your luck. So you call and you are a girl, and the guy who answered there.
They did exactly that on my country.
Yeah.
Even now, I think they're still doing it, but they did that a few years ago. It was very big. People just calling randomly, you know, and just
and
basically
she whispers. She
sex
says, "I cannot speak loud because my husband is here." Oh, okay. No. So because the house is like a jail, so those women, they try to find any exit. They are jail at home. Like now, I don't want to be rude and show you what they do in their houses. Like, go now to any app, any website, go and see in YouTube, type the word mahlaya, and you will find what Muslim women do inside their houses. It's crazy. And internet now gave them a very huge door. And now, like, you see a lot of change happening in Islamic countries. Islamic countries are not the same as before anymore. You know, they are seeking women. They are seeking freedom, which is extreme. It's not normal no more. Because, you know, when you put a person in jail for a long time and then suddenly you open the door,
you lose credibility as a man.
Yeah, he don't act.
Yeah,
he don't act.
So
normal.
the man have lost credibility.
I don't know if you ever have a dog. If you have a dog and you never let him go out, and then suddenly you open the door.
I've kept somebody's dog before, so I know.
Open the door, he will go crazy. He will run like crazy. He's not even maintaining his feet. Like, his feet is going like, you know, because he is so excited. Finally, he's out.
To be out.
This is exactly what happened to those people. So when they go abroad, when they get their chance to do things, they do it in an extreme way. If you go,
they go crazy. They will jump on the man, and I know.
Men and women doesn't matter. By the way, even the Muslim man, when he go abroad, if he is not used to go abroad, he don't act normally. Like if you go in the month of Ramadan, like in any country in Asia, like example in Philippines, I was there, and you will see in the month of Ramadan how all the restaurants are busy, but the Muslims are not in the restaurants. The Muslims are in the bars. Any bar have a restaurant bar, whereas you can find prostitution. Like, you know, I remember there's like a square, and there's like a coffee shop, there's restaurants, and there is the bar who have it's like a resto bar. There's a restaurant and bar in the same time, where there's a lot of prostitutes. They come to hunt for foreigners. You will find 90% of those who they are outside and inside in this bar are Muslims, and most of them, they are coming from Saudi Arabia. You see, the more freedom people have, the more they do those stupid things. As an example,
it's more dangerous. Let me tell you. I mean, I come from a communist country, so people were in a communist like North Korea now. Basically, you don't, you know, when we first got like a remote control to turn on a TV, which was probably casual here.
Yeah,
people didn't believe it. People used to say, "What?
It was a big deal.
You can't turn. How can you turn on a TV from sitting down? You know, that sort of thing." But then, because of that, as soon as the freedom opened, it sort of contaminated people. The people went crazy. People started doing all sorts of things, you know, because they haven't been taught from a young age to do that. You know, they haven't been taught in a certain way.
Finally, they have a freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you go crazy, do drugs, do drinking, do all of this, you know, whereas somebody else has been raised to know the difference between wrong and right, even though he has opportunity to do it all his life, but he doesn't do it. So I've experienced that sort of thing. So I've seen that sort of thing. I know what it is. So I fully understand what you're saying, because these women, especially a lot of them, if they been beaten or I mean, I've met women like that, you know, like Turkish.
It's very normal, by the way, to happen to everybody. But Islam is a religion because it doesn't give a solution. Islam creates a problem. I made a video. I'm sure you know about it, where a Muslim TV station speaking about that a certain percentage of people in the city of Jeddah, they are having a homosexuality, family member having sex with family member, which means everything is wrong. But what is the reason? The reason is Islam, because Islam make you not to live a normal life. When you don't have a normal life, you don't act normally at the end of the day. You start acting like an animal. This is why they have a very high number of percentage of homosexuality in Islamic countries, because the male is allowed to be with male and the female is allowed to be with the female. So a woman, let us say a young teenage girl,
they go like bachi bazzi in
yeah,
Afghanistan.
Right. So like no, not just a normal thing, like, you know, let's say somebody have a daughter, she is 16 years old and she is not allowed to go with boys, she cannot see boys, she cannot have a normal life, see normal people. So what she can do? Oh, my cousin, she's coming over, she want to sleep over. Is that okay? Oh, she is a cousin, she is a female, she is a female, they can sleep together in the same bed. But those are girls who they are not allowed to see men, and that will start what is called lesbian. And the same for boys. A boy, he is allowed to invite a boy who is his cousin or his friend to sleep over, no problem. No problem. He can sleep over his house, he can sleep over your house. Both they sleep in the same bed, and they are not allowed to have a normal relationship, even to speak with women. So what they do? They became gays. So this is why homosexuality in Islamic countries is extremely high. You know, because they don't have a normal life. When you don't have normal life,
and if you go and ask them, they don't even think they're gay. They just say, they just see it as a normal thing to do. You know?
Yeah, no, they are not gays. For them, they are not gays. This is like it's fun. For
them it's just fun. Because I was watching a Turkish, well, it was a Turkish show showing it. It was done in UK by BBC, but it was showing in Turkey. You know, where the men were going to sleep with what do you call them, tranny? They having sex with men who are dressed like women, and you know, sex shame.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. And they were saying, no, I'm not, I am straight, I'm not gay, you know.
So what is doing there?
but the woman asked him, you know, but he does you, right? Yes, but no, I do him. So I'm it's very funny, actually. It's really funny, because he says, no, they don't do me, I do them, so I'm not gay.
Yeah, supposedly if he is doing them, he is not gay, supposedly. Yeah, like he is the hero now. Like,
yes, and they're laughing with their, you know, they with his friends, so it's not like hiding or hidden. They just young guys, and it's like, yeah, there's absolutely no shame about it. So it's just really funny.
Welcome to us.
That's what I wanted to ask. Really, it's just to clarify the whole divorce thing.
By the way, I made a video yesterday. I don't know if you downloaded it. Did you?
I don't think I've been able to download it yesterday.
It's a good video.
I've been busy lately. I have my reasons. I don't want to.
You have 4 wives now? Be honest. 4 wives? You have 4 wives or what? It's okay. You don't need to tell me. It's okay. I understand.
I can't talk because 2 of my wives are here. So.
Oh, okay. I will not tell.
They will get the kitchen knives, you know.
Oh boy.
In UK, you know, it's dangerous.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much for coming.
And one of them wants to divorce me because I listen too much to Christian Prince.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, my friend.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for calling.
Cheers. Bye.
All right. Today we cover some of the bad ethic of Islam and why Allah cannot be God. Everything we mentioned there is a clear proof that Islam does not bring a solution. Islam has a problem. It's a problem for the family, problem for society. Islam not only don't have ethic, it teaches something ugly, disgusting, stupid. Like women, she can give her breast to a stranger. The man, he can beat his wife. The man, he can, if he divorces his wife, she had to sleep with someone else to get back. Islam create problems, don't give solution. The funny Muslim, they say to us, Islam is a solution. Islam is the problem. This is why you will not find a happy family in Islamic countries, because family is based in a value of a man and a woman, not a value of a man and a bunch of women, not in a value of a man and 3 sons, not in a value of a group sex, not in a value where the son, he do not know who is his brother. not in a house where the man is allowed to lie to his wife. As we heard the Muslims when he called us, he said, yeah, you can lie to your wife, so what? And the wife, she can lie to the husband. The ethic is one of the biggest problem. And now we are just talking about general ethic in Islam. We did not talk about the ethic of Muhammad, which is very filthy. From forcing his son to give his wife to him, to having sex with the children like Aisha, and that affects the Islamic society, because now Muslims, they have no limit of how young the girl she can be, yet she is a sexual target. So we cannot consider Islam as an ethical religion, regardless if it is a false or not. It's far from ethic. You see, for me, if you are a Hindu, you believe in the wrong belief. If you are a Buddha, you believe in the wrong belief, etc. But I cannot compare anyone to the madness of Muhammad. Where women, she became a sex toy. A children's became sex toy. Even the promise of God in heaven, even his heaven is not ethical. Have you ever heard of heaven? Have nothing there but a bunch of naked people having sex non-stop. Even heaven became dirty. When a prophet, he promised his followers that he will have an orgasm of 70 years. Did we ask ourselves, where is the ethic? What 70 years mean? Having sex with who? The Muslim will say to you, with his wife, but he don't know his wife. Those are women are made for sex. This is not a wife. This is a sex toy. What is the ethic of wife? The ethic of having a wife and husband. You see, the Muslim, the funny about them, they say to you, we believe in the story of Adam and Eve. Okay, so why God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve's? Why in the case of Islam only, Adam and Eve became Adam and Eve's? And what one man need of 80,000 women and 80,000 little boys, and the Muslim, they say 80,000 little boys to serve us. What is the ethic of this God to force children for eternity to serve me? If it is really just servant, which is I don't believe, because the Quran says those boys will never bleed. Bleed from what? The Muslim, they will say to you, oh, bleed here is about they will not get drunk. They are my servant and they are boys and they get drunk. I thought they are servant. They would drink with me. Obviously, I'm sleeping with them. What is the ethic of forcing children to be my servant slaves forever, for eternity? So slavery in earth, slavery in heaven, and that is Islam. And even the Quran promise that those women in heaven, they will be restrained in their tents, so they can't even see outside. Yes, they are in heaven, but they are in the tent. Why? Because they are made for sex. Their job is to be in the bed, not to be outside. That's your job. Allah, he made the women in the heaven for sex. And those women, according to Muhammad, they are the kind, because Muhammad and the Arab, they are obsessed with the white color. So he promised them that those women, you can see the marrow of their bones, which means they are very white to the point you can see through, as you see in the front of your eyes. Even the ethic of a beauty is not there, because this is a racist promise to the point he is favoring the white women, and this woman, she is extremely white to the point we can see through her bones. What is the ethic of that? And why this woman, she looked like a jellyfish? Because Muhammad is giving an extreme false promise that, okay, you are an Arab and you like white women. Guess what? Those women are so white to the point you can see through their marrow, the marrow of their bones. What kind of God and what kind of ethic he provide with such a promise? And not to forget to mention how ugly it is to have a woman, you can see her as if you are an X-ray machine, because this is exactly what he's saying. You can see through the marrows of her bones. This is a stupid promise, stupid mentality, and a madness. Just to give you an idea what that X-ray women look like, let me show you. But please don't get excited by seeing the heavenly women of Allah, at least for the men. Look at this. This is what Allah promised us in the heaven. This is how he described those women. We are going to see through their bones. Imagine. This is God's promise. This is the heavenly God. This is the Almighty God. This is a woman I'm going to sleep with. And this is supposedly the most beautiful woman. I can see through the marrows of her bones. And as you see, Muslims, we're not making things up. This is what your prophet said. Every one of you will have 2 wives of the Huri and the rest from different. By the way, there's many numbers because the Muslims have many ranks. Because some people, they might say, you said 80,000, somebody says 72, somebody said 70. Muslims, they have ranks, which mean depend in how good you are. If you are a person who joined Al-Qaeda, you get more. If you are a person who never killed any Christian or Jew, you do get less. So this is the lowest one. And those women, they are going to be those wives, the Huris, will be so beautiful, pure, and transparent that the marrow of the bones of their legs will be seen through the bones and the flesh. So when we show you this picture here, we are not making fun. This is exactly how it looked like. This is how your prophet, what he promised you. And I'm going to take off this picture because I can tell that some men are misbehaving here. They're getting so excited. They could not resist the temptation of this scene. I mean, this is so much. Who can resist that? We have to be honest as men. I mean, this is amazing, so beautiful. Whew. Man, this is so hot. You have a wife, she is a jellyfish. At least now I can see the poo-poo inside her. And if she ate my hamburger, I can know who is the one who ate my hamburger. Where's my money is going? If she hides some money in her bra, I can see through. I mean, and Muslims, how you can see through? I mean, what does that mean? What kind of bones she have? What kind of a flesh she have? I mean, this guy is madly obsessed with the, I don't know what to say. Anyway, guys, if you notice here with me, this woman, I don't know if you can see what I see. This woman, she is wearing high heels. All right, but look what happened here. She have something here. I'm just studying one of my future wives. You see here, I'm not sure if this is a bracelet or something. Something fishy. But this is the good thing about having a woman you can see through. Look here, she have something. I don't know what is that. Let me zoom in. Here, what is that? This is her kidney. My wife, she have a kidney. I never thought she have a kidney. Interesting. This is the first time I see a woman, she have something like this. Because I thought, according to the Quran, women, they have testicles here. Because this is where the sperm is coming, according to the Quran. Anyway, let us change the topic. Enough is enough, and Islam is wonderful, and you guys are so jealous from the wisdom and the wise, amazing prophet. His name is Muhammad, the one who made a promise nobody ever before him promised, except the Persian, except many other religions who they have madness about women. He took the word houris from them and he started exaggerating with his fictions. Fictions is good. All of us will like fictions. Why not? You know. And I hope the Muslims will make a video for us or movies about those women who they are see-through. And then we watch the movie and then we say we don't see any women in the movie. They say what? We don't see any women in the movie. They see only men. They will say to you, are you stupid or what? Don't you know that you see through? Ah, because we see through, we could not see them. Aha. Alhamdulillah. Now we got it. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. May the Lord bless you all. We have enough for today. I will try to open tomorrow, but I don't promise. But we will be mostly around 4:30. Don't forget, please, guys, to watch the video I made yesterday and download it. It's very important. Share the video with your friends. Doesn't have many view. Sometime I'm doing like very early broadcast, like even 2 a.m. in the morning. All right. So like I finish what I do, I'm working in my books, etc. And then I say, okay, let me make a video to answer some Abdul. So watch the video previously is gone. Always check before to see if there is something new and share it with your friends. So thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you all. And until we see you again, as always, let us remember one thing, that here we are challenging the cult of Islam. We are not just debating, because Muslims don't debate really. We challenge them, and always Muslims, they fail. Muslims are copy paste. Nobody even understand what he is saying. They accuse you with what they have. They accuse you of lying, but they are the one who teach lies. They accuse you of hate, but their book, all of it is about hate. They accuse you of violence, but their prophet is the most aggressive killer, criminal. They accuse you of fornication, but their prophet is the biggest fornicator. They accuse you of being pedophile, but their prophet is a pedophile. They accuse you of slavery, but their prophet is the one who owns slaves, bought slaves, captured slaves. Everything they accuse you with, they are the first to have it. And mostly you don't even know what they are talking about, which means you don't have what they are saying you have. So they try to throw at you what they have in order to blind you, and you will not be able to see what they have, or not. They will not give you a chance to ask them about the madness of the religion. So a Muslim guy, he'll call you, he says, do you know what the American did? Do you know the white man, he used to own black slaves? Your prophet owned black slaves. And who said to you that the white man was right by doing that? But we have a prophet of God who claimed to be he is from God, and he owned a slave. He is, I can name for you many of them. The most famous one is Bilal. Muhammad, he died, and Bilal is still a slave. Muhammad never freed him. This religion is the kind where, in order not to answer you, I will ask you. This is their strategy. I will ask you before you finish your question, or let's say before you finish your answering my question, I will ask you second question, so you will not have time to ask me. This is how Muslims try to avoid Islam being exposed, but it doesn't work with us. This is why we invite you all to invite your friends always. Join us and be part of this conversation, and feel free anytime you'd like to call me. Everybody is welcome. Usually when we start our program, we welcome Muslims first, but if there's no Muslims, then Christians are welcome to call, or even from other belief. Thank you for being here. May the Lord bless you. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. I mean to that. And see you soon again. Bye-bye.